Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be going through some tips and tricks to help you in your Infinity and Nikki journey. If you are new to the game, I really hope that these help you out. Now, I have been playing a lot of Infinity Nikki over on my Twitch. We have been having such a good time, but there was a lot of things that I didn't really figure out for a while, so that's why I decided to put this video together to hopefully help some people out. Now, my first tip might seem like a bit of an obvious one, but I still believe some people might not be doing this, which is to explore a lot. This game is all about exploration. There are so many places to discover. If you see somewhere on the map that you haven't been or an area that you think might look cool, go there. You never know what you're going to find. You might unlock some secret clothing or find an animal that you haven't found before. So really, really important is to just explore everything. The next thing is to pick up everything you see. Everything, because I guarantee you that you are going to need that at some point in the future. I cannot tell you how many times I have had a quest where you needed to go and get some items for someone, and I already had all of them, which is one of the best feelings. So definitely just pick everything up, because even if you don't need it for a quest, you'll need it for crafting or something like that in the future. So it's definitely worthwhile to just grab everything as you see it. Plus, stuff has like a cooldown where you won't be able to pick it up again until like 24 hours later, so you may as well grab it when you see it. Moving on, make sure you activate every warp spire that you see. I've had a couple times where I somehow didn't activate the warp spire, so definitely make sure you're doing that. Not only is this going to help you in the future when you're like navigating around the map, but you do also earn achievements when you unlock a certain amount of the warp spires, and this is going to reward you with crystals, which is really great, especially if you're trying to pull for a specific dress. Next up, make sure to use your vital energy every day if you can. Now, I understand, you might not be able to log in every day, and that's fine, but just use it as often as you can, because I'm at a point now where I'm regretting not logging in more to just use my vital energy, because there's so many resources that I need and I just can't get enough because I wasn't using my vital energy. And if you don't use it, it just goes to waste. So definitely make sure you're doing that. Even if you don't know what to use it on, just mix it up. I'm sure that you can spread it out and you're going to thank yourself later. The next one is another kind of obvious one, but make sure you use your map. It is so useful. If you zoom all the way out, it's going to give you all the different zones, but the more you zoom in, the more detail you're going to get. So it's going to show up all the different like stores that you can go to, and if you zoom in a little more, you're actually going to be able to see where the whim stars are located on the map as well, which can be helpful if you are trying to track those down. So definitely use your map. On the map, you can also make markers, which can be super useful if you want to go somewhere that doesn't have a designated marker, and you can also name them as well. So say you find a spot and it has an animal there that you want to remember, you can just put a little paw print down and you can name it, and then now you will always remember that that is where that is. Another helpful thing on the map is it actually shows you how many whim stars and dews of inspiration are in that zone, or in specific caves. So this can be really helpful, especially for the caves, because it's also going to show you how many you have collected as well. So make sure to keep an eye on that. That'll be super useful. Another thing is make sure to track whim stars. Whenever Momo says, hey, there's a whim star nearby, just press V and you can track the whim star, and it's going to make it so much easier to find them all. And I mean, they put it in the game for a reason, so I would definitely be utilizing that. You can also use the map to track specific items that you need. Now, you can only track things you've already found before, but this is still really, really useful if you're, looking for a specific flower or a bug or an animal. It'll show you a orange circle, like an area where the animal or whatever it is going to be, and then you can go there and get it, and it'll actually give you another area after that. Once you've unlocked precise tracking though, it's also going to give you their exact location, which is pretty nice. So I would definitely make sure you are utilizing that. Next step, make sure to turn in your dews of inspiration. There has been a couple of times now where I was able to level up like twice, I think, because I just forgot to turn them in. So if you see this little icon down in the bottom left of your map, that is actually letting you know that you can level up and turn in your juice of inspiration. So definitely make sure you do that if you see that little icon pop up down there. Another helpful thing that you can do is that you can set a specific sketch as a goal. So when you go back to the game, if you press Alt and then where your quest shows up, you click the other side and it's going to show you all the items that you need to be able to craft that specific sketch that you set as the goal, which is really useful. And every time you collect something, it's going to take it away until there's nothing left and you know that you can craft it. Another important thing to note is that if a sketch has this little like tick icon, it means that it's craftable. So if it's an individual piece, then obviously it means that you can craft it, but it will show up as well on like outfits, but you might not be able to craft the whole outfit. You might only be able to craft certain pieces in it, but still super helpful. Make sure you keep an eye out for that, just so you know, like, hey, I could just craft this now, I may as well. Next tip is something that I'm a bit embarrassed it took me so long to figure out, but you can actually push the trees, which makes all of the fruit drop down onto the floor, which makes it a lot easier to collect them. I think I'm a little impatient. I usually just run up to the trees and start jumping around trying to grab all of them. So for the longest time, I didn't realize you could just push them. So that's definitely a really helpful one to remember. You should also make sure that you're jumping on these crates or boxes because they've often got resources underneath. Sometimes they'll also reveal that there was a chest hidden behind them. And there's also these boxes, if they're shaking, it means they have bugs underneath. Now, the bugs will disappear if you take too long to catch them, so make sure you've got your bug catching outfit ready to go and catch those bad boys before they run away. If you see any leaf piles, make sure to purify those because it will reveal hidden resources underneath and sometimes even chests. You can also loot while riding a whimsicle, which can be really useful because there are so many things to loot in this game, and being able to do it while riding on the whimsicle is just going to make it that little bit quicker, and also it's fun, so why not? May as well. Now, if you are looking for some specific items, I have some tips here. So the Night and Rose Velvet, if you're struggling to find those, that is because there's only one spot where you can get it from. Now, there are two swans which are located at the Swan Gazebo, which is about just east of the bug catcher's cabin, Warp Spire, so you can walk there and then just run over. So there will be two swans there. You've got the Rose Crown Swan and the Tuxtail Swan. Each of those is going to give you one of the velvets, but just word of warning, you can't pet the swans if they're swimming in the water, so you'll just have to wait until they come up onto the shore. You'll need a little bit of patience for that, but that is how you get the Rose and the Night Velvet. If you are wondering how to get the Bibcoon Furball, there is actually only one Bibcoon located in the game so far, and that is just outside the Bibcoon's Chuckle Club. Be careful not to scare him off because he will run away. So when you get close, just sneak, pet him, and then that's how you get the Bibcoon Furball. The next one that I struggled to find for quite a while is Sockos. So they're like these teeny little sock looking things, and they come out of these rocks, and they can get startled really easily, so make sure you are sneaking with your right click. And another thing is, I actually thought that they were an animal that you would pet, but turns out they're a bug, so make sure you have your bug catching outfit equipped so you can get those guys. They are located around Florawish and the Breezy Meadows. Another item that I had trouble finding is actually the Bullquet belts. So there's only one location, I'm pretty sure we can get this, and it's located here in the Breezy Meadows, and it's maybe a little confusing how you have to get it. So basically you go there and the Bullquet is going to be running around all crazy. And that's because he has these little bustle flies going around his head. So you have to make sure you've got your bug catching outfit equipped, catch those bustle flies, and then the Bullquet will stop running around, he'll sit down, and you'll be able to groom him and get the Bullquet felt. So that is how you get that. Another thing to note is you can actually see when you've already pet an animal. So they'll have these little like flowers around their head, which means that they've already been pet, and there's a 24-hour cooldown before you will be able to pet them again. And last but certainly not least, if you are looking for sunny or rainy orchids, these are determined by the weather, as their name might suggest. So the sunny orchids are only found when it's not raining. Even if it's nighttime, you can actually still find the sunny orchids as long as it's not raining. However, the rainy orchids will only be out if it is raining, so if you are trying to get those and you notice that it starts raining, make sure you hurry over there, because I swear sometimes the rain only happens for like 2 minutes, so you gotta be in quick. But yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope these tips were helpful. I'm thinking about doing another one of these. If you guys are interested, I would love to give you more tips if I can help you out. I would definitely love to do that. If you did enjoy the video, please consider subscribing to the channel, give the video a like, and maybe a little nice comment down below. I would really appreciate it. I hope everyone has an amazing week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!